Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to 2S ACC Season 10. It is the fourth round of our championship and we are here at Donington Park in Great Britain. We have got 22 drivers and we have got the same set of commentators as per usual now for more than a season. It's myself, Timo, and alongside me is George. How are you doing?
Too bad. Thank you very much for the introduction and good evening everyone. Of course, welcome to the not quite so sunny Donington Park for another 60 minutes of action. Got a tight qualifying on our hands already. Still got 8.5 minutes left on the clock. So we'll be here to guide you through tonight's action.
Yep, and as it stands, with, as you say, about half of the session to go, we've got Nico Veldman on provisional pole. He is also our current championship leader after 3 races. He has won in... He did win in Brands Hatch after the penalty for Bailey Thompson, and he did win last time in Kyalami where he was hunted by his teammate Illigner for a solid, I'd say, 40 minutes. So, he's worked hard for those 2 wins, and now he sits atop the championship. And it might just get better for him because this is, of course, his speciality, Donington. He has, I think we've done this track 3 times, and 2 of them he has won. One of them he came 3rd, and that was at times where he wasn't winning championships. He wasn't even in championship fights really, but he still would win Donington. So now that he is a one-time champion and championship leader, I'm kind of worried what he's going to do to everyone else on this track. Right now his gap to P2 Lewis Zelch is a 10th and a half, so that is where we are. We have got Illigner in P3 who struggled to overtake Veldman for the entire race last time. Bailey and Chavinsky for the Angry Chicken Car team, actually called some Los Polos Hermanos, I'm pretty sure. They are in 4th and 5th, and then we've got Sam in P6.
Yeah, so definitely one of Nico's favourite tracks. Of course, as you mentioned, being very successful here in the past, and currently the only driver in the 125s, although only just. That is not an easy thing to do, and I saw him and Zelch talk about that pre-race, and yeah, I think the reaching those 25s is a good barrier to be that's a positive side for him to be on of that 25s barrier. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who can get closer to him. Of course, everyone is on their way around to, I would presume, just to start presumably their final runs. A few cars still in the pit lane, like Ruben, who has actually not set that time yet. It'll be interesting to see where he pops his Trigon BMW.
The question that I have right now, I don't want to throw around that accusation lightly, but has Nico pulled a Timo? Because I think he wrote in chat, or I think I read Zelch saying, how can you do a 26 in race conditions but not a 25 in qualifying? So that implies that Nico said he can't do that, but now he is on a 25, so he might have just outdone his practice PB, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what his PB is, but that's what I gather from the bit of chat I read. I've not really kept up with it, but that would be really nice. I mean, that is a big part of challenging for titles, to be able to actually set your best lap in the qualifying where it matters. There's drivers who are always quick in practice, and then as soon as the actual session hits, they come within half a second of it, and that's it. But maybe he's done something different. And Jakowski puts it second in his Jim Beam BMW, and separates Veldman and Zelch by a position. You know what I mean.
I think Nico actually went a bit quicker. He did a 25.85 in practice. So he's only about a 10th off of his PB, which is a pretty respectable
really good,
margin. Yeah. Definitely. And of course, Diakowski, Zelch, and Illigner are all within 2/10 of that. They're definitely within touching distance, and I kind of gathered that Zelch has some more pace in his pocket. So yeah, I mean, I think Veldeman's race pace is quite good, judging by what they were saying earlier. However, you know, that can all change once the race actually hits. But for now, he's in the hot seat, and yeah, with 4 minutes to go, the final lap times are going to be coming around soon.
And speaking about Zelch having lap time in his pocket, I think I remember saying something that I know of his reputation as a really fast driver, and he is really fast, but so far he has not won a race here yet. And I think the reason, I know that now, is that this is absolutely not his main car. I think he said that he's way better in the McLaren, and that's the car he actually has his hours in. So that'd be a solid explanation. It's also just something I gathered from skimming the chat, so I hope that is correct, but that's the explanation I have now, and it is really impressive considering he is not in his main car right now. I think the guys around him, or at least Veldman for sure is, so you know, yeah, something. It's an uphill battle in that sense. This lap is well, pretty scuffed from him, but after that he will get 2 more runs, I'm pretty sure, and maybe he can put himself on the front row, or maybe even provisional pole in that time. And there's plenty people who haven't really set competitive lap times. We've got 5 people without a lap time on the board, and then we've got Renault and Bailey who are outside of the 2-second window, so I expect some times from most of those drivers that are closer, and we'll see. The final shootout of the session will give us that.
Yeah, I mean, track limits are not easy around here. It's very easy to invalidate, especially at the final chicane. Of course, that's been a... I see Zelch go for a quick spin. I'm not sure if he'll be going out again, actually. I think he's just about got time. But yeah, track limit is definitely a big talking point here. If you can get that final chicane right, then that's a big lap time gain. And yeah, it's all about finding that balance between attacking it and being a little bit more reserved and keeping your laps together. But yeah, a few people not to set lap times, so I don't know. They're definitely cutting it fine, 2 sets up.
Yeah, you can tell I was driving this track wrong because I never had track limit issues, so you can tell I was slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about using as much as you can within the limits. Of course, you've got tyre bundles and apex kind of sticks, I don't know what you call them, but bollards, that's what I'm looking for.
Bollards, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, but they of course will get taken out instantly, so
yeah.
The more track you can use, the better. And yeah, just watching Veldman set up what will be his final run. Taking the wide line into the hairpin, and that gives him the run down to turn 1 that he needs. Zelch, of course, still in the pits, so he'll not be getting another lap in.
Yep, so he's already gotten one of the favourites for pole beaten in that sense, and I don't know if the others will be able to improve. We've got Sam, Sam is in 5th now, so he looks just a little bit off Veldman. And Veld himself, I think he is about even on his time, so if he improves it won't be by much at all, but he's already close to his PB as you pointed out earlier, so there's no real need for that. I think he might just get away with this lap time, and that might be pole. We'll have to see. Last laps for most drivers now, some crossing the line. I think Chris just crossed the line, and the 37, that is Bailey, will also start around, and the rest is just finishing their last lap, I guess. And actually, Sam is on an out lap, so he will also get a lap. Maybe an improvement. And Veld, I think Veld is up at 10th, but so is Diakovsky. So we could see some improvements at the top of the timing board here. 2 hairpins to go now for Veldman in this slowish section of the track. Definitely the one with the least flow on this track, at least in my opinion. And I think Veldman might be on for an absolute banger here. I hope I didn't jinx it, but it is gonna be a 25, and it is a 25.905, so that is an improvement. That is only, like half a tenth off his PB, and Illigner comes in, late, and is within a tenth of that, also manages to get into the 25s. But Donington is also an Audi track, isn't it? Or am I wrong? I don't know.
No, you're right. The last sector especially. If you look at the timing board right now, both Feldman and Illigner have a big gap in that final chicane. Is that an invalidation from Sam on his last lap? It is, yeah, he's done. So he's going to be starting
Yep.
P5 at best.
Yeah, and 5 drivers without any lap times. So and one of them is Ruben van den Hudding, who you would expect at least in the top 10. Even at his worst, you would still have him in the top 10, and at his best, you would see him. Oh my God, it's raining. You would see Ruben, I would say, in the top 2 rows of the grid, and now he is at the very back, and now it is raining. That can be good and bad for overtaking in a way, because overtaking is hard enough on this track. I don't think rain makes it easier, but it provokes more errors, and I think someone else making an error and you setting yourself up and make the overtake is probably the only, probably the main way we will see overtakes tonight. So, in that sense, the rain is gonna make it a little bit more spicy for sure, and will give us some more on-track action, maybe also off-track action.
I mean, we've had a wet race here before. I think season 7 or 6. I mean, I was still racing when that happened. So, and yeah, I don't think that was too bad of a race. So, Donington is of course a punishing track, and that paired with the wet conditions, it's not going to be an easy one for all the drivers. And it could of course see the car balance kind of swap over a bit, because you have stronger cars like the BMW, of course already doing well, P3 and P5 in the hands of Dikovsky and Sam, but compared to the likes of the Audis, I think they'll be a bit quicker.
Yeah, let's go for the grid walk then, shall we? So we've got Nico Wellman on pole once again. He's won twice this season already. He's looking to extend that championship lead. He also looks for his 3rd Donington Park race win here in 2S. Then alongside him, his teammate, who also finished 2nd behind Veld last time at Kyalami. Then Diakovsky, pretty impressive last week as well in the BMW, who might be a threat now that it is raining, and as you say, BMW likes the rain. Lewis Zelch, in the AMG. I've not seen him rain weather driving, but I am very excited to see what he's gonna do. Sam in P5 also with the BMW could be a menace. Then Bailey Thompson, who I think sat out the last race in the AMG, is P6 ahead of another AMG of Dvorak, I think. Then the next Angry Chicken car, it's Chavinsky, and then we have got Azalin with the updated livery this time, so I hope I won't get pinged 9 million times this time. Ahead of Varagnolo, who returns after a while. Then we've got the updated livery for Antoine Oliver in P11 ahead of Bendos. Then Jack Mills in 13th, and Ben leads silver class ahead of Jack. Chris Strecker is 14th. Then we have Belasco in P15. Rainoa is P16, Aiden Bailey 17th, then Andrew Moulton with an updated livery. Why should I check the roof? There's nothing there. Then Ryan up in P19, Müller in P20. I don't think we've seen him this season, and if we haven't seen much of him, then Ruben 21st, and last is Visser in 22nd.
Visser going for the typical no qualifying strat. I actually wonder if Ruben has done the same thing, because he definitely had chances to go out on track again, so I wonder if that was a tactical play. Of course, he was involved in an incident last time around. What was the last time around? It might have been at Nürburgring. Definitely Nürburgring. Ruben being a lap 1 crash. Not sure, but Nürburgring at least.
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, maybe he is trying to avoid that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do progress-wise. But of course, the fight at the front will be as spicy as ever. Two fast-forward racing Audi boys, inseparable once again. So let's see if if Dom can make some new moves instead.
Yeah, we have got 3 try again. 3 pro-class drivers at the back of the grid in the last 3 spots. I expect them to, go through the silver class grid slowly but surely, and the question is, how much time will they lose? Will they keep themselves out of trouble? How far can they go? And apart from that, I mean, the pro and silver class balancing has worked really well once more, apart from Chris, who's a little bit off, but I assume hasn't practiced much. apart from that, it's basically all pro drivers into all silver drivers. Also, we are missing Rene this time, which is a shame because he has had an absolutely amazing race at Kyalami. He finished on the podium there as a silver class driver. And that was not just a fluke. Sure, he had some help of others making mistakes, but I mean, that's how racing goes. So, bit of a shame to not see him this week.
Yeah, importantly, I think Velasquez is the one that he's fighting in the Silver Championship right now, and he is here, and he will be P3 in class. Of course, Lawes and Mills P1 and 2. So, in terms of damage limitation, that's not awful for him. But yeah, I mean, don't show up, you can't score any points. So.
The important question is, how many laps till Mills bottles? Over, under 4 laps. Your call.
Over. I'm gonna be the optimistic.
Okay, I'm going under. Do you think he makes the full race distance?
I actually do. I have faith. The wet weather, I think he's a bit of a rain master.
Is
I've
he?
seen him at 24 hours of Kyalami. Yeah.
Okay.
That was wet. He did well there.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from me being incredibly mean to the drivers, we've got a race to get underway, and we are waiting for green. As Zelch is scarily close to Tchaikovsky there, and we almost witness an absolute disaster, but it goes fine. The two fast-forward racing cars into turn 1. Chumley sends one on Zelch. Tchaikovsky scarily close to Illigner. Illigner gets a really poor run, and I think he's gonna lose P2 off the line once again. It happened last week, and it does again. Now we've got the BMW in P2, Audi P3. And as the timing tower has an absolute aneurysm, and in the old hairpin, I hope everyone got through unscathed. No, oh my, no, they didn't, and both of the Los Pollos Hermanos cars are in absolute trouble. Let's check the replay on that, because we definitely missed something there. Let's see.
Yeah, big carnage.
Oh, come on. Okay, it didn't crash on me. So that is, who's that? That is Zelch going slightly off track, and it causes a little bit of a, oh no, God, it's gone horribly wrong. Mills is still alive though. I don't even want to say who crashed, because it might be easier to say who didn't. I think that might have been Azalin, I don't know. The Aston Martin came in pretty hot there and didn't, well, someone didn't react to everyone having to slow down. So I don't know. I'm not FIA, so I don't have to know whose fault it is, but that was definitely not good.
A lot of death. I think it all started with Bailey getting tagged. I'm not quite sure who that was by, but I think it was Bailey anyway. He was up to, I mean, he was doing quite well. Zelch is side by side right now with Sam into turn 1. Sam manages to keep that for now, but Zelch almost gets the undercut, not quite. Yeah, I mean, that was a scary start for Zelch. I'm honestly impressed that he didn't get a drive-through for being out of his box, because he looked a long way to the right. But yeah, I mean, a bit of ball banging with Diakovsky, but he's gone away with that. So yeah, I mean, P5 only lost 1 spot, so I don't think that's too bad for him. Of course, Illigner also losing a spot. But yeah, he's on the back of Diakovsky and is looking racy right now.
Yeah, I mean, the story of last race for Illigner was he qualified second and then lost a spot right at the start, regained it after some laps, and then hunted after Veldman, arrived at, I would say, 40 minutes to go in the race, and then failed to make the overtake for the entirety of the race. So, I don't know, so far we are using the same script apparently, because he started second, dropped to third. Now he is really close to Diakovsky, looking racy, as you say, and yeah, I wonder if he can do something about that. Sam sent it really deep into that corner, and he might be vulnerable to an attack from Lewis Zelch here on exit. He is not. But that was spicy indeed. Zelch looking to the inside, not going for it. Going for a late apex, though you can see he goes a little bit deeper under braking. And now Illigner is alongside Diakovsky. No, he's not. But he did try and have a look. Maybe he can make it work on the brakes. He has a lunge to the inside, and he gets door to door with Alexander Diakovsky, and now downhill. I think Illigner's got it done. So apparently you can just overtake like that at Donington. That is really impressive. Diakowski almost drops it there as he tags the grass with the side of his car. And then the old hairpin, he goes sliding, and so goes Selch! Oh no, Selch has been collected by Azel, and it's all gone terribly wrong. He's dropped it in the S's last week at Kalami, and now he does again in the rain. But he goes on. He has been T-boned though, so that car is not gonna be nice to drive. Let's look on board. I think I don't know, his steering might be a little bit off, I don't know. That is quite unfortunate to see, and it puts one of the people I had as main contenders out of this race. Of course, I mean, rain comfort is really important, so if you're not in your main car, then everything can feel a little bit off, and maybe that is what happened there. Also, Sam, in all of that, has gotten past Diakowski. I mean, we've seen the chaos. So a new BMW in P3, and I will be very interested to see how over the course of this race, Illigna and Veldman compare in terms of lap time.
Yeah, but a lot of drama in these opening laps. Of course, Selch involved in somehow 3 near misses. Well, 1 going badly wrong for him. But yeah, I think that's actually 3 kind of half spins there. You've got Diakowski nearly spinning around, Selch of course as well, and I believe Belascu had a half spin as well. So he has dropped a long way back from Lawes and Mills, who I believe he was close to. So yeah, these the weather conditions definitely proving difficult, of course, to the advantage of Illigna and Sam up at the top. But yeah, two big names going out there. Of course, Azalin in the race, but he's got a lot of front end damage, so I'm not sure he'll be fighting that high up for that much longer.
Yeah, and I mean, just as a testament to how crazy the race start was, we've got Ruben in P8. I mean, that's just nuts. He's gained, what, 14 places? And that just shows you how chaotic everything was. He's ahead of Bailey right now. Don't know how the lap times compare, though. I think they're going similar pace, and they're both faster than the silver class drivers ahead. So Ben Lewis is 6th, and Jack Mills in 7th are doing reasonably well there. And I think... Wait, is this... What lap are we on? It says... Have we just completed the 4th lap, or are we on the 4th lap now?
On lap 5, 4 laps down.
Ha! Mills is still alive, you win.
There we go.
Yeah, I should have had trust in my boy.
Exactly, and I mean, he's had a great start up to what is now P5, because Lawes and Azalin pits. I'm not sure why Lawes is pitted. I don't know if he had a lot of damage as well, but that gives him silver class lead.
I think it might be conditions, because the track is only damp right now, and it will go to a dry track probably in the future.
Yeah.
There's no rain forecast. Actually, wait, do you think everyone had the same tire compound on at the start? Some were struggling way more than others. Maybe some have miscalculated and gone for wets or dries when the other tire would have been optimum.
No, I think the wets are definitely the ones to go on, and looking at everyone in the pit lane, they're all on wets, so I think there's a lot of people in the pits, to be honest, and that crossover's come quick, considering it was raining 7 minutes ago, and we are now already at a crossover.
Yeah, and I mean, that is the thing I appreciate about ACC. Not when I'm driving it, but when I'm commentating it. That it is pretty realistic with the wet to dry transition, and the other way around as well, of course, because it is not like the Codemasters F1 game where you are mid corner and then you see DRS enabled, and that means, oh yeah, my grip modifier changes, and then you start sliding mid corner when you just had grip. That is a thing that happens in that game, or at least in previous iterations of it. It does not happen in ACC. It's really organic. You have, I would say, like a multiple lap window in which both tires are usually acceptable, but it depends how you manage them in terms of temperatures and pressures and stuff, and how you adapt your driving. And that is pretty much how it works IRL, and I think that is pretty nice, the way the game does it.
Yeah, the transition system is really good on this game, and yeah, Yeah, I mean, I was doing an LFM race and it was a little bit
Oh.
wet there, and
Yeah.
sorry, what you?
Now we've got Aidan Bailey going to cut some grass and maybe being repassed by Andrew Moulton as drivers are still struggling with the conditions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if these early stops are worth it because there's a lot of people that are sliding around. Yeah, I've seen some off tracks and some half spins, so.
Aidan Bailey is struggling so much that car looks completely undrivable from the outside.
Yeah, it may well have been too early because I mean the track conditions are officially still damp, and I kind of feel like you'd want to wait until it's greasy before.
Oh yeah, oh my god, that is terrible. Sorry for interrupting here. As he drops it in the chicane, that I don't want to look at that, and that is not because of the Yorkshire Tea livery this time.
Yeah, I mean everyone is pitting though. You've had Iligna pitted a lap early, and now Sam and Voden and Diakowski as well. Actually, they're all pitting. Yeah, I think most other drivers are diving into the pits apart from Zelch, and interestingly enough, the track conditions have just gone to greasy. So I think this might be the perfect lap.
Yeah, we will see how Iligna compares to Veldman in that sense. I think on race pace before these stops they were pretty similar, so I would assume it'll be a good indication of conditions, how they compare after this. Of course, assuming they had similar pit stops.
Yeah, let's see. Iligna coming out of the final hairpin now, and yeah, Veldman just coming out of the pit lane. So let's see how this works out.
Oh, there he comes, and there's no change in position at all at the front. We still have a Veldman, Iligna, Chumley 1, 2, and 3, and I think Diakowski stays 4th. No real surprises there, but well, Diakowski has completely fallen off the back of the other guys. That is a massive gap there. I don't know, maybe he's had a poor pit stop. Hard to say.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, not much was actually really gained from any of that. The top 3 staying as they were, as you say. Yeah, Brandon Hudding though, he's gained positions. He's up to P7, which is net P6. Zelch and P5, because Zelch and Blasnew are the only 2 left to pit. So it'll be interesting to see if their wet tyre gamble has paid off. Both, I guess, with nothing to lose after some early errors. So yeah, I mean, with greasy track, I'm not quite sure how advantageous that extra lap will be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can give some insight. How do the... Oh, wait, there's a mistake there from, I think, Mills. This might be for Silver Class lead. Mills just got a really poor run at a coppice and is now, has been passed by his fellow BMW. I don't know what that was, but it did cost him the lead in class. I am very confused.
I mean, clearly struggling there. Definitely having issues with tyre warmth as well. I've seen Diakowski and Laws both weaving to try and get some temperature in those tyres. Of course, the pressure's a big factor in this as well. And yeah, I've just seen Diakowski, he flew off the road at the chicane. So yeah, it's not smooth sailing for anyone, but yeah, somehow we've got a relatively concrete top 3.
Yeah, maybe you can give some insight to me when it comes to what... I mean, how are the tire temps and pressures if you transition out of the phase? Is it, I mean, do they drive on poor pressures for a few laps now if the track is still greasy? Because I remember pressures doing very weird stuff in the wet weather. Like, what are the struggles right now when it comes to conditions?
They're definitely gonna have cold and low pressure tires. They're not gonna be gaining that much compared to when they come out of the box. So of course those pressures will rise as you lap in the dry. But right now that's not really going to be the case, which is why you're seeing so many cars drifting all over the place. It is drivable on low pressures. You can kind of pull off dry tyres on a wet-ish track without massive problems. Like, they're not going to pop, but it's not easy. And yeah, I mean that's what all this movement is all about.
Yeah, I mean, and to contrast that, wet tires would do what now? They would completely overheat and overpressure.
Yeah, burning up. Yeah, they'll be completely burning up, and the pressures will be through the roof. Of course, the optimal range is, I think, 27.2 to 27.9 psi. The wets are going to be a lot higher than that. I'm going to take the guess at 28, 29, which is really not where you want to be. So it doesn't sound like much, but in reality, that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, but then what could the motivation for someone like Zelch be right now to still stay out? Is it is it better for your second stint if you only run the dry tires on the dry track? Like, does it affect long-term pressures? I don't know. The game is really weird about that. It's also pretty realistic about it. I just don't understand it. That's why I'm asking someone who might know.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really going to be too much long-term issues. I would assume he is waiting to come out and track and make the most of up to pressure, nice warm tyres. So you can see a dry line forming right now on the track. And so I'm assuming he is waiting a bit longer for that to, become a bit bigger and a bit more solid before switching tyres. So it's not really any long-term thing. It will purely be short-term, and that he's hoping that the pressure issues he has right now are not as big as the guys on cold tyres. And so if he feels like he can control this, then he may as well carry on and wait for a more optimal crossover.
But his last lap was his best lap, so I don't think it is terrible, but also Illigner, for example, lapped pretty... he lapped faster. Although Illigner, I think, is one of the fastest drivers on track right now, Tommy Azelin being the one who is setting the pace. And I think we've got Chris Stricker off in Koppis. He's the 51 in the gravel, and he is last. Oh, that car is done. That is the end for Manco Loco in this race, I'm afraid. Oh no! As we go to Ruben, and he gets spun by Thompson and hits the wall in the tire barrier there, trying to get his car back on track. Now Azelin's gonna come up into turn 1, see if he can do something about it. No, but Ruben did get spun there. I don't know whose mistake that was. I usually... Oh wait! And Thompson just... Let's say he waited for Ruben. In reality, he spun and faces the wrong way there. So things are going completely wrong there for Thompson. First team.
Oh, Mills is off. Mills is off track.
Oh no! Mills, no! But I think this is still salvageable. He's still fine. Okay. He's still going. We got it. But the two guys I was just talking about, Azelin and Van den Hudding, have passed Mills during his off-track exploration day. And... his field trip is what I was trying to say. And he's down to, what's that, P11? It's a bit confusing. Timing Tower doesn't want to update. No, it's going to be P10.
Yeah, the carnage is well and truly kicked in. Of course, that all started with Van den Hudding getting spun by Thompson. That looked to be pretty much on Thompson. Just tagging the...
Oh, Azelin's coming. Azelin is coming. Let's go on board with him, as he might send it down the inside. He does the work on the brakes. Has the nose ahead. Goes a little bit deep, though. Can Ruben cut back to the apex? I think he can, so we're going to get more side-by-side action into the last hairpin of the track. And the Aston Martin on the inside line. Ruben going pretty deep. He hopes he can carry some speed and get the run onto the main straight and then decide this battle for himself after turn 1. And they still go door to door. Really good fight from both of them. Ruben recovering after getting spun there pretty well now on the inside line. And Azelin has to yield. So Ruben comes out on top. And this actually, no, they're still going. And... they're gonna run towards the old hairpin. This is getting spicy now. Azelin ahead. I hear someone is in the gravel, the 87, but right now Azelin comes out on top in this fight. I think 87 is Malt. No, that's 86. It's 87. But it's Ben Loose. I think he was on the ground, so he dropped some places. He's the leader in silver class. He still will be after this, but it has cost him plenty of time. And now Zelch is also in the pit lane, so it's starting to kick off here.
Yeah, it's been absolute mayhem, honestly. Van den Hudding and Azelin definitely having a really, really good fight. Some smart driving from both of them, actually, to get, the cutbacks and all of that kind of thing. But yeah, Zelch in the pits, he's been losing a lot of time. I've been watching the lap times, and he's been dropping probably 2 seconds a lap by staying out. Of course, he's not going to know that.
Yeah,
it would just be running by feel, but it's not going to work out for him, I don't think.
Yeah, the others come, and he's still not done with this pit stop. He's not even moving yet. I don't know, maybe he's getting some damage fixed. I seem to recall he did get T-boned, so to be expected. Well, no, actually, he right in that incident he dropped loads of places, so I don't know why I was expecting him to emerge in like 4th, 5th, something. He was further back after that crash that happened in the old hairpin, but he's still not going. Now he's off the off the jack and gonna leave the pit lane, I think ahead of Dvorak, or no, slightly behind.
Got a lot of time there, down to what, P14, 15? Not ideal for him.
Yeah, should be 14, and Azalin is threatening Ruben there. Not Ruben, he's threatening Ben. Of course, Ben has less of a reason to fight this than Tommy does, because you do get... well, silver class drivers have their own standings, and the pro drivers only have the overall standings, and now after mistake in Coppice, Azalin does get the position. Los doesn't drop any points in class, but Azalin gains a place for the overall standings, which is pretty important. He was... well, he was pretty fast so far in the season. I was confused why he wasn't within the top 10 in qualifying. Now he's in 6th and has a 13-second gap between himself and Alexander Diakowski. So I think he's going to have to rely on some other people's blunders if he wants to make up more ground, especially because there might be a penalty coming his way. I think from the one replay I saw that Carnage on lap 1 might have been on him, and now Ruben sticks his nose in next to the rear left of Ben Lewis. The two BMWs going head-to-head into turn 1, but the inside line is going to prove successful for... or, yeah, it's going to prove valuable for Ben Lewis there, as I don't think there's really a way for Ruben to pull this off, or is there? No, he actually gets his nose ahead, and now the next one is a right-hander, so he completely catches me and Ben off guard there, just pulling off the move, and I'm really impressed by everyone's racecraft here at Donington. I don't think I would ever be able to overtake anyone here, but they're just doing it consistently.
Yeah, we've got no shortage of action here. Yeah, I mean, the midfield is pretty full of everything, really, everything you could want from a race, and a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, I mean, Ruben coming back from starting in the back, then being spun, already up to P7 again, and Azalin somehow P6 despite having absolutely tons of damage and getting all of that repaired. I'm not quite sure how all of this has kind of ended up how it is, but either way we've got like a 4-driver train more or less on its way to forming. Yeah, Vito getting very close to Los actually in that hairpin at the back of that trio.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully the race will calm down a little bit, because there's a lot going on and lots to follow.
Yeah, track conditions are fast now, so it's starting to rubber in, and our race leader, of course, technically is Velasco at the moment. Well, not just technically, he is our race leader, but he won't be after the pit stops. In fact, he's only 3.3 seconds ahead of Nico Veldman, so he's almost a pit stop down on the front here, of the net front of the race, and I think that's pretty tough. He will lose so many positions. Yeah, it's good.
I think I've just realised something. I believe Velasco is on dries.
Oh!
So I think he might have started on dries, hence why I saw him spinning like a million times. But that means he hasn't pitted yet. So I think he is actually in P1, because I've gone into free cam to zoom in at his tyres.
It's not
and
actually
definitely
P1,
not.
he still has to pit, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but everyone's tyres are going to be, what, 55 minutes old, and his are going to be fresh. So, yes, he won't be P1, I guess. So, yeah, you are technically correct. But he should gain quite a lot, because everyone's so strung out from incidents.
Yeah.
And he's made one less stop than them. So, I mean, I don't really know what the strategy is long term, but it's worked out for now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, aren't his tires also gonna feel like they are 50 minutes old right now if he spun on them so often? Because I think his first, or his stint in the rain was pretty rough. So, I don't know. Those tires are probably not fun to drive. I would personally want to get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, he has to make a pit stop at some point, so I'm sure he won't mind getting rid of them too much. But yeah, I mean, Veldman and Eddington are both approaching him. And that could play a factor into this fight, as actually he goes a little bit wide, and Veldman seems to have a run. Velasco goes to the inside.
Oh,
Veldman
he's defending this!
Way through. Yeah, I'm not sure defending this is the smartest choice, considering he's like 2 seconds down per lap. But Eligner, right at the back of Veldman suddenly, and into the hairpin.
Yeah, the question is how nice is Illigner gonna play this? He did not manage to get past at all in Kalami, so maybe he knows that he needs to do something. Veldman also knows that he's in the hot seat, he needs to get a move on, and he does, and there's a little bit of contact on the exit, but I think that was well managed. Now, Belascu, oh, is he actually trying to send that? He has a look, oh, he cuts back to the racing line. How fast does Illigner clear him? He's missed a shot of abusing this for the position, and he almost spins on traction there or something. That was a really poor exit, and it's gonna delay him getting past Belascu. He'll have to sit behind him for this entire section, and that's gonna give Veldman a little bit of a breather, though this was a really poor run from Belascu. Maybe with the slipstream downhill into the whole hairpin, it's gonna need some bravery, and he does not have the courage to do it, which is also maybe just smart. That is very possible. Now with a run out, and I think he could do it here, but you need you need an Audi width of track next to Belascu, and he does not find it, so I don't know. Illigner is struggling a little bit, but Belascu not that slow. Veldman is still well within reach.
Yeah, it's such a weird dynamic. Veldman actually just made a mistake, hence why Belascu's back in his tail.
Oh, he's coming.
But yeah, Illigner with the run.
We got him, but Belascu is squeezing him to the edge of the track. Illigner's still there, and this time he is entitled to the space, and he's getting that one done. He did not lose much time at all, despite having to fight like hell, but that was a pretty poor entry for him, and might compromise him. Belascu, if he's crazy, he's gonna send it into this hairpin. The number 13, no, just a cheeky little look, but nothing serious, and that means the fast-forward racing Civil War, it's been pretty tame so far. It's also been tame at Kalami, but technically they are fighting for a race win and are within a second of each other, and I want to see what they're going to do about it, if they're going to fight it out, and if Illigner is able to close that gap.
Yeah, somehow that fight kind of went from completely, massive opportunity for Illigner to losing out to then being somewhat closer to Veldman than before.
Oh, late send from Bailey Thompson at 37, putting himself alongside Ben Lewis, the silver class leader, who's had his issues early on and is being caught by Jack Mills again, and now he's dropped to P10 overall. Still in the top 10 though. It's going well. I mean, silver class has suffered a lot. We're down to 7 drivers. One of them is Belascu, who's down a pit stop on the leaders, and then Renoir, Malton, Bailey all not doing too well from 19 downwards. We've only lost one driver, and that is... who's that? Chris Stricker.
Yeah, I mean... yeah, what weird kind of few laps of fighting, I guess. Belascu not as quick as the top two, but fighting it hard, whatever. He's actually off track and he's spun from P3 just out the chicane. That's not going to do his tyres or his position any good.
Oh god, yeah. And I hope he's not going to do anything naughty to Sam there. It was scary. That was probably one of those you run straight into the guy on the sidewalk because you both dodge in the same direction kind of things. Because I think Belascu wanted to get out of the way by going to the right, and then Sam had to take a really wide swing. But Sam also, he is aware of other cars on the track. He was able to dodge that, so credit to him. Now we've got, who's that, Zelch on his way up the order, trying to one-up Visser here into the hairpin, and does so. That is for P12, and the driver with the fastest lap of the race of the moment is now up a place, and is now in pursuit of Jack Mills, P2 in silver class.
Yeah, Zelch on the move right now, got purple lap time, and by quite a bit compared to when I last checked anyway. So yeah, definitely fired up from the earlier errors, and the 22 spun, who's that? Oh, it's Aidan Bailey at the back. He's already a lap down, I think, on this fight.
Yeah, it's
not
going too well.
That was close. Yeah, I mean, whilst that kind of, I assume that would have slowed Lawson up, as he would have to left. As actually the two teammates are going side by side, Vito and Bailey. Oh, Bailey gets that one done. I think that was a mistake from Vito.
Very possible, or maybe also a team order. I don't know how they handle that. Also, I wanna take something back. They are not the two angry chicken cars. Bailey's car is the only one that's angry because only he has the red headlights. Vito does not have them, so Vito is a calm chicken car, which is not nearly as good of a name as angry chicken car.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But yeah, I think before that, we're talking about Zelch, and he's caught all the way back up to Mills almost straight away. So within the lap, he's closed that gap and into the hairpin. Is he gonna send
Oh,
it?
as
He
we see
is.
the Maniac at work, he just sends it and he gets away with it. That was really, really decisive. Mills also kind of knowing that jumping out of the way might be the thing to do. He gets the run. Now Mills so wide on entry. He's gonna try to cut back, but Zelch places his car in a way where Mills can't fully accelerate out of the corner, and I think that way he defends the position. He just gained a corner earlier pretty well, and Zelch up to P11. Ben Lewis is next, so that is only one silver class driver to go, apart from Velasco. But yeah.
Yeah, Mills knows he doesn't need to fight that, of course, given quite a wide berth, just in case, because that was of course quite a big turn from Zelch. So if anything went wrong, that could have ended badly for them both. But yeah, I think Mills is probably going to try and use this to his advantage. Lors will be net silver leader, so hopefully for Mills, as soon as Zelch and him fight, he'll be there to pick up the pieces.
Up front, I mean the lap times are going well, they're going down. They are getting faster. Let's put it like that. And both Illigna and Veldman are setting PBs, though Veldman's last lap was a little bit off it. So Illigna has gained back some time after what we witnessed earlier with the whole Velasco situation. It is now a second of a gap, and I feel like that's a little bit of a pattern that. Illigna is a little bit faster in the race, but I don't think he's at all close enough to get the overtake done if the track doesn't make the overtake easy, because Veldman usually does not make those mistakes where he just gifts other people positions. So that is tough luck if the Illigna wants to win this race. He's gonna have to work hard for it. At Kalami it did not work. I think I said that like 5 times in this broadcast already. It's just fun to rub it in, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit further down, and Zelch has just got past Lors. That was a very clean and decisive move again. This time around the outside of T1, so not as much of a advantage to Mills, although he is now a lot closer to his BVDL BMW rival.
Yep, that is looking spicy for silver class indeed, and Mills doing really well. Now we're putting commentator's curse on him, of course. I massively doubted him, and maybe I was wrong. No, actually, no, I was right. He's got a bottle. I'm trying to unjinx him. Bear with me.
Yeah, looking a bit further up the timing tower though, and I've noticed that Thompson and Ruben are right next to each other. That's because Bailey has just been catching him. I think I haven't seen any big mistake. So yeah, I think the happy is that the happy chicken or the angry chicken? Does he have the?
I said the calm chicken, but happy chicken is better. I think this one is the angry chicken. Bailey's the angry chicken. It is,
yeah. So an angry chicken in the mirrors of Ruben, I'm sure will put him off just a little bit. Oh. So, yeah. Sorry, where are you?
No, it's fine. I just saw that the gap at the front is halved. We're down to 4/10 between Illigna and Veldman, so obviously something happened. As I said, that Nico does not really make the mistakes and give other people the position, but he still seems to be making mistakes. I doubt that Dom was that much quicker on that lap on pace alone. I think there must have been something gone wrong there, as I would consider this striking distance right now.
Yeah, Illigna is he is closing the gap in right now, but that gap has been so up and down. I don't know how much of an advantage he will have ongoing. It was 6 tenths up last lap and was virtually equal this time around. So I would assume there was an error from Feldman rather than that being a pace difference.
Oh, we've got a drive-through for Dvorak, and we also have another Mercedes on the move, and that is Bailey on the inside line, as Ruben gives plenty of room, gives it a really wide line into the second to last hairpin, and now they run side by side towards the final corner with a massive squeeze by Ruben. That would look pretty aggressive to me. and Bailey's setting himself up for a move. Of course, they have a history with each other in this race. Bailey, I think, spun Ruben earlier, so maybe there's a little bit of saltiness coming through there from Ruben. I think the squeeze was still fine, but certainly looked dangerous now. Bailey with a good run out of T1, and out of T1 seems to be an actual really good overtaking spot. We've seen it multiple times, and now Bailey's making it work, I believe, and into the old hairpin. Ruben wins! Bailey! Bailey is trying to hold on for dear life. He is holding on, and that was nicely held, though I am not fond of Ruben's drive, well, how he took that corner, because there's no shot he didn't know that Bailey was gonna be slow if he takes that one from the inside. And now you've got Vito setting himself up, and you know, wait, Iligna's leading! Iligna leads! What? No! I've missed it! A desperation replay. God damn it, I missed it. Can you maybe investigate?
Yes, on that now. Whilst I do that though, I checked what Ruben did there, and yeah, he did not hesitate to give Bailey a little bit of a bump. Bailey kind of sliding across the side as you'd expect from a move. Yeah, no lift from Ruben, still on the power like he wasn't there, but well held from Bailey, and I think that fight will definitely go for what's now round 3.
Yeah. A little bit of a message to Dom. I know you're sitting there after the end of this race, and you're skipping this through this replay to try and find our reaction to your overtake for P1, and you're about to ping me in Discord saying, "Wow, you missed my move, I can't believe it." But in my defense, before you type that, consider this. How could I have known that you were gonna actually make an overtake? Okay, there was no way to predict this.
The overtake was actually not done kind of by pace. Feldman made a mistake. He got a big slide out of, I don't know what the corner name is, but it's the mid-speed left that goes before the chicane.
Yeah,
so Feldman almost won it, but yeah, held on to it, but that gave Iligna the chance to get through.
Yeah, as a wise person once said, he doesn't really make the kind of mistakes that where he gives the other person the position. He does not really do that, Feldman. So, you know. I'm always correct, my analysis is great, and I'm not washed up anyways. We've got a really exciting fight going on for the other class lead as well. Iligna just getting past Veld in Pro, but in Silver it is Jack Mills on the back of Ben Lewis, and I think Lewis got a pretty poor run there. As we observe from the helicopter, we see the white BMW going to the inside. Maybe in the hairpin he can do it on the brakes. He's been passed by Zelch there, so he knows how it works. And now for the lead in class, Jack Mills goes, well, he makes the move stick, is what I'm trying to say, and Jurien Visser in the Audi trying to capitalize on that without ruining that battle. Ben Lewis drops to second, and Visser is still lurking. So we have a change in lead in both classes within a really short amount of time, and now another fight with the two chicken cars on the run to the old hairpin. Honestly, I don't know who is who here. Let's see the headlights. It's Bailey on the inside. Is he gonna stick that? He is. He sends it really deep. Victor is gonna try and set himself up on the exit, and he does so successfully, but the longer line means that he can't make that move. Maybe a lunge to the inside. They are so close right now. Respect to both of them, and they give each other plenty of respect. And it seems like, yeah, Bailey is able to retake that place, as they have dropped way behind Zelch. Wait, they dropped behind Zelch. Where's Zelch come from?
Yeah, so whilst that was all kicking off, Zelch, he joined the back of this fight. There's some contact between Thompson and Ruben as they kind of stacked up in the last hairpin. And yeah, there's a tap from Zelch.
Oh.
So that's how that kicked off.
I have a feeling we're gonna get Angry Bailey in ACC chat after this race. And it actually makes sense. He's driving the angry chicken car, and then Vito, I would say, is driving the sad chicken car, because that's usually the emotions he expresses in chat after a race. You know, he would have a reason after this race as well. He was in that massive pileup on lap 1, involved pretty much a innocent bystander, I would say, but he's recovered it well. He's in P10, still going, and involved in a really exciting 1v1 fight with his teammate.
Yeah, Belascu and Aslan are side by side right now as well.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah, Belascu is... I don't really know what the plan is. Aslan get through though. But yeah, those two got nearly I mean, yeah, those two nearly spun each other around and very nearly have again there. With Velasquez still to pit, I kind of feel like pitting now would be the right play. You just get yourself out of this whole mess and can just drive alone. But yeah, there's been some spicy moments between those two.
Yeah, I mean, it is debatable whether there's going to be, whether there has been long-term damage on these tires from the stint they drove in the wet. But what is for sure is that those tires, I would not drag them for 40 minutes. I would get new ones. The advantage you have towards the end of this race is not going to be enough. And now Zelch putting on the moves on Ruben! And Ruben completely rear-ends Zelch there. He tried the cutback, but Zelch parked it in the racing line, and that way the Dutchman not successful with his with his defense rather, his counter offense.
I mean, ironically, I saw Ruben do that to Bailey earlier, so he kind of gets his own medicine, I guess you could say, in the nicest way possible. Yeah, it's been a bit feisty this race actually, and there's been a lot of contact just up and down the field generally. I don't know if that's kind of a Donington thing in the fact that overtaking is usually not that easy, but yeah, it's been interesting, put it that way. Meanwhile, actually, sorry, I just caught the end of or start something. Veldman and Eligner are right with each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna comment on it. I think Dom is doing a me in the sense that he, as soon as he starts leading the race, he just completely drops the pace apparently. Or Veld picked it up, one of the two, but that gap has, it's come down to 4/10 again, and Veld is the one who has to put on the pressure. Last week, Veld did not crack under Dom's pressure. This week he already has once, but maybe he can return the favor. Now we've got the second driver of the race, that is Martin Müller P17, who I'm slightly disappointed by actually. I expected more of him. He started towards the back and I thought he could slice through the grid, but maybe he was involved in that massive pileup on lap 1. That would explain it, and of course in that case I shouldn't be surprised. He's actually about to get lapped, I'm pretty sure. That is pretty sure that is him. Yeah, it is. It's not Azalin, that's for certain.
Yeah,
Wait, what's happened to Mills?
Oh.
Oh no! Mills,
spin?
no! I don't know. He's parked in a place where I have no idea how you could spin there, but he's back on track. He's still second in class, but I think that just about hands it to Ben Loos, to be honest. So our silver class leader is in a bit of a sticky situation, you could say. And Tommy Azalin's ahead of Jakowskis. I think that's new. So Azalin actually up to P4. That is a really good drive from him. I'm impressed by that. I think at Nürburgring I was starting to I don't know how to say to produce the narrative that Azalin struggles with wheel to wheel, because he did drop loads of places at the Nürburgring. He did drop a few at Brands Hatch, and this race he tries to debunk that narrative, bury it, put it to rest forever by making his way up to P4 at Donington Park. So credit to him, really well done.
He's had a good race. There's a good send on Korska actually to get that move done. But something I have just caught going through the replays, I think Illigner could be in with a penalty post-race, because I saw him spin the infamous 340 Mercedes in the hairpin. So there's a big mess with, I think, him and Müller. There's lapped cars, and there's a little tap from Illigner. So he survived it, and actually, Feldman's just got a good run on him.
Yeah.
Oh, he backs out though.
Yeah.
Feldman backs out, comes off the throttle. Whether that is tactical or he knows what might happen, I'm not sure. But yeah, that could be pivotal for this race.
I mean, a terrible record would be if this was the third or 4 races this season so far decided in the stewards' room. I would not like that, but it will. I mean, that should be investigated. Of course, the thing is, there is quite some leniency if you are the lapping car and there's a lapped car and it gets in your way. Because the thing is, you know, the lapped car is supposed to get out of the way, and you are literally trying to win a race. If you lift off because a lapped car drives into your face, you might lose the race win, and you know, so I get it, and there is quite some leniency there, and I think there should be, but I have not seen the incident, so I couldn't be wrong. Maybe Eligna did really screw up and screw Dvorak up.
Yeah, I think it's slam dunk on Eligna, honestly. He
Oh,
was down
okay.
the inside of Muller into the chicane, and yeah, just missed his braking point and slammed the Mercedes.
What? Wait, could he have damage? Regardless of penalty?
Yes, definitely front damage. Not much by the looks of things, but it will definitely be affecting him. You know, as little as 5 seconds or something will be enough to make a difference. But yeah, I mean, that gap's just inflated a bit as Feldman goes off track, so yeah, I mean, it's not looking great for Eligna, because I feel like a penalty may well come his way. But I guess the best he can do now is try and open a gap of, say, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And just hope that he's fine.
I mean, I just don't think he can do that. But if he can, I'll be impressed. I must say also, to the Charleroi Airport boys, I am a big fan of your livery now. It looks really good, Antoine and Jack. I really like the change. The yellow thing kind of looked like a postcard, but well, at least the German one. I don't know how they look in Britain, France, but in Germany they are just yellow, and that's what I was getting from that. And now with a move maybe on Ben Lewis, does Antoine actually go for the sand? He does not.
Look at actually Olive's still on the back of Loss into the second chicane. Around the outside is probably not going to happen, and yeah, Loss a little bit wide. Olive gives him a tap. Yes, a little bit clumsy from both of them, but emerging unscathed for now. Of course, Loss is silver leader, so he doesn't really need to fight this. Mills is he's like a straight down the road, so yeah, he doesn't need to get in Antoine's way, honestly. So if I was him, I would just kind of let him go, make sure you don't get in any incident. But yeah, it's not having too bad of a race by that.
I mean, imagine if 2S was, or if the 2S community was F1 Twitter, then you'd see some crazy conspiracies about Olivier driving into Lowe's to try and help his teammate win the silver class. You know, I would love that. Hashtag.
I think that's
fixed or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty plausible, honestly.
Absolutely.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Antoine, definitely known to be a dirty cheater, of course.
Always. As a long-time teammate of his, yeah, I've seen his dark side on multiple.
You know the tactics. How many people has he killed for you? Tell me.
Many, at least double figures.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go through some replays through the archives there to confirm that, as Antoine so close to Ben, but I don't think able to do that one yet. I mean, Ben is placing his car pretty strategically clever, though he leaves the inside completely uncovered there. Gets away with it though. Antoine not good enough of a run, and Velasco, with 13 minutes to go, is finally in the pit lane. My God, we've waited for him, and it's finally happened.
Been quite the run on those tyres. They've certainly seen a lot of spins and a lot of interesting weather. But yeah, he's going to be emerging in, I think, P15, because Ferragamo is not that close, I don't think.
Wait.
So
I'm a dumbass, actually. Tire change is optional, right? So he probably still going on these tires. Why would you change tires with 12 minutes to go? So all the talk I did about Velasco's strategy was complete bollocks.
I mean, that is true. However, it only adds 5 seconds to change tyres, and honestly, you don't really want to be doing an hour on those tyres if you can change. I did sadly learn the hard way that pitting is the right choice. Oh, sorry, pitting for tyres is the right choice. So I would imagine he probably has changed tyres. So yeah, I think you were right, actually.
Maybe, but I mean, generally, normally, I think not taking tires is the meta, so to speak. Am I wrong on that? I think so. It doesn't really tell you, and I don't time the pit stop, so I don't know. But I feel like generally not taking tires is what people do. Of course, track position is a big factor in that.
I believe it's actually the other way around. I think taking tyres is the better thing to do, because it's purely because those last 10 minutes your tyres are gone, and compared to 20, 25 minute old tyres, yours are just going to be completely, big deficit. So I think it is actually the other way around, that they prefer to pit. I know last time out I did actually do a quick time of, I think it was Feldman's pit stop, just to double check that, and that he was actually taking tyres, and he did. So I would therefore assume everyone else around him is, and that it's the standard strategy still.
Okay, well, I'm just wrong about everything. That is okay. We got a never-ending love story. Bailey Thompson, Ruben van den Heuning. Loads of contact this race, and I am afraid the saga might continue. I'm looking forward to that chat after the race, but I hope they will leave each other alone on track now as Ruben goes really deep, and I think Bailey is gonna slip through, and I don't think that is recoverable for Ruben. His run was not good enough for that, or was it? He tucks into the slipstream. He's certainly still looking combative. And the outside line not gonna be good into turn 1, especially if Bailey covers the inside. And Ruben, he almost did the same thing he has done multiple times, or generally people have done multiple times this race, where you just cut back and pretend the other person is gonna disappear into thin air, and then you act surprised when they don't. I've seen that from multiple people so far. Not really been fond of it. It didn't happen this time, so I can't complain.
It's also managing to get through unscathed this time around, but he's a little bit all over the place, and yeah, Ruben really close, but considering Thompson has just passed him and I think closed a relatively big gap, like a few seconds, therefore I would assume that Ruben will be able to really make too much progress back.
Yeah, Bailey should be able to run away there, but if he has a poor chicane here under the pressure, then Ruben could come back at Bailey, and that did not happen. So that was actually fairly meh chicane from van den Heuning, and I think that means that Thompson is in the clear here and is likely gonna pull away, and that ends the Ruben versus Bailey saga on track, probably. It might continue in chat. It might continue with the FIA. I don't know.
Oh, Blasky was spun again.
Oh no.
That's right in front of Sam actually as well. Yeah.
What the hell? What was that? That was so... Oh, that was ridiculous. And Sam's car is completely destroyed after that. I mean, at least his engine cover is looking a bit roughed up. I'm going for a replay there on board because, that is unacceptable. I'm sorry. You can't... Oh my... Oh, come on. Yeah, that is... Well, it's 10 minutes to go, so Sam might just be fine. Our P3 here. But I don't know how bad that damage is gonna be, if it's gonna be drivable. Sam will certainly not be happy about that. Azalin, though, could come right back into the podium fight with a 4.6 second gap at the last timing beam. Let's see what it updates to. But this has completely unnecessarily made the fight for the podium spicy.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the onboard back of Velasquez, and I have no idea what happened. It was fully just turning right and accelerating across the racing line. So there might be a reasonable explanation for that, but I can't really see one. Yeah, either way, the BMW of Sam is pretty destroyed. That is not going to be comfortable. I think he has escaped bent steering by the looks of things, but he's all over the track and he's going to have no front grip at all.
Yeah, you could think there's a dust storm coming or something with all of the dirt kicked up in the face of Tommy Azalin. Here you can see the trail of a limping BMW there as Sam Chumley is already a second down on his delta, and we are not even in Sector 3 yet. So that is gonna be absolutely shocking to drive. Tommy will for sure catch up to the back, but maybe Sam can defend this. That is the fight I did not, I did not ask for. I did. That is really terrible that Sam has to hold on for dear life now. Instead of just getting his deserved podium position. Still, though, it is free. Well, it's a free game for Tommy Azelin. He can try and get this position, though he could also still have some repercussions for lap 1. I don't know. It's all with a little bit of a grain of salt. It has been a chaotic race, and chaotic races usually do get decided in the stewards room now. Veldman is all over the back of Illigner once again, so those two, I mean, they just can't. Well, it's wrong to say they can't be consistent. They are probably the two most consistent guys on the track right now, but the gap between them is just fluctuating. I always think Illigner's gonna get away, and then suddenly Veldman is right on the back, and then I think there's gonna be an overtake, and then Veldman just trails off. It just keeps happening, and yeah, now the gap is closed, and I think Illigner is gonna pull again. So it's just ups and downs.
There's been a lot happening this race, honestly, and it would be a shame for Sam to lose that. Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, but that was actually unnecessary. But I just realized we've got to fight for silver class. How are Mills and Lewis together? Didn't Mills make a massive mistake, and Lewis was completely ahead? How are they fighting?
I wonder if there's been an incident, because Oliver is miles ahead, and I know that gap. Those positions were the other way around.
Oh, has he killed another person for his teammate?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'll go and have a look at the replay, see what I can find.
Yeah. I don't know if you still remember what you were gonna say, but I cut you off. You were talking about Sam, also Mills. Mild Mills, no, there. He catches a lot of grass as he, messes the old happener.
I hate to confirm, but Oliver did spin Lewis around.
No!
So
I was
the
joking!
teammate, yeah,
oh, no.
it's actually kind of correct, which is not ideal.
Yeah, he executed Order 66, and now
Yes.
the 44 car is gonna pass the 111. I don't think there's gonna be any surprises in this fight. Chumley is still trying, though he's gonna go deep, I'm pretty sure, but he holds on for now. 4 minutes to go on the clock, though. Inside is blocked into Coppice. Blind corner, how well can Azelin do on exit? I think pretty well. He's got the wheel alongside, and that is likely it. Yeah, the acceleration, and Sam just gets #robbed of a podium finish in this. Azelin, though, still credit to him. Good race.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really kind of double-sided thing here, because Azelin, of course, coming back from the early race damage and incidents to a podium is that's a very impressive drive, and we've seen some good moves from him. So he definitely had a great drive, and you could argue deserving of a podium. But for Sam to lose that, it's heartbreaking, and of course Diakovsky is closing as well. So this could go from P3 to P5 through something that is completely not his fault.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Diakovsky actually gets that as well. The closing speed is massive. Sam's last lap was a 30.6. Granted, he has been overtaken on that lap, so that will cost him time. But still, losing 3 seconds in a lap, that isn't sustainable, even if the race is about to come to a close here. And Diakovsky likely the next person to capitalize on the big oopsie, as I will refer to it from now on.
Yeah, what else to pick up? I can't see gaps on my broadcast, so this is a bit difficult for me. But I don't think anyone is that close that I can see. I know Vissa is B10, and that's quite impressive considering he was at the back. So that's interesting one to pick up, I guess. Mills on the back of Law still, but I don't think anything's happening there. They look pretty even on pace, honestly. But apart from that, it's only taken 58 minutes, but I think the gaps are kind of spread out and not much is happening for now.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get Diakowski and Chumley action, and I don't know, Mills is faster, but he just makes mistakes, I'm pretty sure. Also, what do you mean you can't see gaps? Insert key? Does that help, or is it a bug?
Insert key.
Yeah, you know what I'm like, yeah.
I think it's a bug because I cannot see gaps still. So, yeah. Yes.
I mean, your rundown was still pretty much correct. We've got Mills and Lewis who are really close to each other. Actually, is Mills sending that? That is for the race lead, and we've got the other two race leaders coming up behind. And with some bad experiences with blue flag cars for Illigna in this race, for Chumley in this race, this could be spicy because this is literally for a silver class race win. They both do not get out of the way. I mean, if you get out of the way here if you are Mills, you're wasting one of your... No, you're basically wasting your only shot at the open. I would recommend that. Yeah, I mean he's not getting loose here. We are about to end this race. I hope Veldman does not. Well, I hope Veldman can't overtake for the lead here because Illigna's not getting led past. But yeah, I mean Mills, this is not working. You're gonna get a time penalty. I mean it's fine. Maybe you can pass Lowe's, but you're not gonna get a 5-second gap. I'm afraid. Oh no, Illigna's Veldman is sending it, so we got some late drama here. I did not expect him to do that, but now the fast forward civil war has begun with Illigna on the inside, Veldman on the outside. The king of Donington is gonna try and profit off of the back markers not getting out of the way, but I don't think it works. And for now, before Stewart's decision, Illigna just about wins in Donington Park ahead of Nico Veldman, who can't make it a third win at Donington Park, but well, he might still. The last word on that has not been spoken, and the fight...
Sorry, Zelch has just got onto the back of Sam into the last hairpin.
Oh, come on!
And he sent it down his inside.
Oh, come on! What is going on? Diakowski comes to the inside, and he's going through it! Zelch is round! What is this race? It's been an absolutely unmitigated mess, and now Zelch is not even really going anymore. I have no clue what's going on, but... wait, Sam is... Sam is... gonna be fifth. Azalin, really good recovery to the podium. Behind that fast forward 1-2, and then it's Diakowski, Chumley, Zelch, Thompson, Van den Harding. And that fight between Loos and Mills is still going on, but I'm very sure that Mills will get a penalty. The only reason he's still in this fight is because he did not obey the blue flags. But, I mean, Ben kinda didn't either. I don't know. It's tough to say, but Loos is not gonna drive to side and let the others... obey the blue flags and then let Mills just pass them. It's tough. I would not want to be a steward. I have things to do in my week. I can't afford to have a 5-hour steward meeting, and that is probably what this race is provoking here. And I think it's fine. Mills is gonna come across. He's gonna win silver class. It's been a messy one, but it's enough for him. And despite being spun by Antoine, saves himself, and the rest. Oh well, they were all over the line. So that is the results, and that was a controversial one, man. I do not want to be the one calling the shots in this one.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling that the lead might get overturned again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean there was a lot going on, but a lot that I think the stewards would not be too happy about. So yeah, a bit of a messy race. That's for sure. But
oh no.
Yeah, I mean, were there actually any drivers who didn't have a single incident that you can recall?
Veld? I think Veld.
True, but I mean, you had a couple off tracks, but I guess you can forgive that.
Yeah, everyone does. I'm pretty sure. So what happened with Belasco is that his wheel was one rotation to the right and he thought it was centered. So he just full on went right when he thought he was gonna go straight. And that, I mean, that is at least, you know, that is not bad racing or not bad sportsmanship and just not caring. It's just it's a really silly mistake in that case, which is is different. It's still gonna be penalized, I'm pretty sure. But, oh man. Oh man. Yeah, chat is not, or the ACC chat is generally not happy after that one, and I can fully understand it. I'm sort of happy. That was pretty entertaining. I hope it was for everyone watching the race as well, and for those watching it back. Thanks to you for being along for the ride and dropping your knowledge bombs while I was incorrect about everything. It's really helpful to have one person knowing what they're talking about. And I am looking forward to next week. Of course, gonna be at, I'm looking it up, Barcelona. So look forward to that. Same time as every week. Goodbye.